Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to use this extension that allows you to see the contents of zip files directly in VS Code without having to download them. So I made this extension because as I use vscode.dev instead of using it locally on my machine, lots of the extensions that I tried to use didn't work for the web. So if I search zip right here, you can see the top extension other than my own, which I'm going to show you, that works for zip files is this one. And as I was looking at it, first of all, it had 0 ratings. So that means nobody had taken time to it. There was no README description. There was just it just didn't look like it did very much. And so I got into trying to figure out how to make my own. So, okay. I'm going to run through the features one by one so you can see what they all are and see how this extension can be used. First thing, just the editor that it contributes to allow you to see the files inside. So, if I have a zip file here, when I open it, the extension lists the files inside. There's a checkbox here, a button that says Get Preview, and then the file name. If you press Get Preview, if it's a text file, it will show the contents of the file here. If it's an image, for example, it will show the image. And this only works for text and image files, but like, for example, the binary files in here won't open. But if you look at the text, the Get Preview button works for the text files. So the checkbox next to a file allows you to open only specific files. So if I want to open the zip file but only get these 3 files out, I can press Extract Selected Files Only. And then I have to pick where I want the extracted files to go. So if I wanted to put it in my .vscode folder, they would extract there. You'll notice that this the folder it created was the name of the zip file plus .unzipped. That's my own personal setting. I'll explain more about how to change this later. As you can see, it got the 3 files that I was looking for. Next is how to unzip an entire file. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either do Control-Shift-P and zip tools, extract a file, and then you have to find it here. And then you have to pick where you want the unzipped files to go. So you'll see it created another folder that has the test.txt in it. Another way, the easier way actually, is to just find the zip file and right-click it and find this oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, my bad. I was confusing myself. There's not the way to open a zip file that's not the kinds that it recognizes are to run the command. What you can do that I was not thinking of is zip a folder. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either do Control-Shift-P, zip tools, compress, create a zip file from folder, choose the folder you want to compress. It'll show this down here, and then it'll write the file to the same root as the folder you zipped. So I zipped that GitHub folder, and it went to github.zip. You can see it has the files here. Easier way to do this is to just right-click on a folder and press Create a Zip File from Folder. It's much easier than going through the command palette. The extension also works on files compressed with gzip compression. So if you see here, I have this package.json.gz. This file, gz files are compressed with a different kind of compression than regular zip. And again, there aren't good gzip extensions. So when you open a gz file, it automatically unzips it, as you see, putting your .unzipped in there, so you can see the file. This is an older version, actually, of the package.json for this extension. You can also compress a file with gzip. So if I want to make a compressed form of this, I can right-click, press Compress with gzip compression, and you can see it changed the file extension to .gz. Next, I'm going to show you the settings. If you look at the extension settings, you see three options. The first is the unzipped suffix. This is the string it adds when you unzip a file, whether it's a zip file or gzip file. It can be any, you can use any characters that are valid in a file name, so not slash, question mark, percent, star, colon, pipe, quote, less than, or greater than, excuse me. That's fairly self-explanatory. I already showed you how that worked. Because the gzip file automatically opens a file when you click on it, I figured not everybody might want that because you might be working with files you don't trust. So if you disable this setting, you'll get a message saying the gzip editor has been disabled. This last setting deletes the old file when you gzip a file. So for example, if I were to open this again, get that unzipped again, if I were, and then delete this file so we don't have to worry about it, you can see that if I were to gzip this file, you saw it deleted this file and just changed the file extension. If I set this to false, it won't delete the old version and have the zipped version as well as the old version. I base this off of the default behavior for the terminal when running the gzip command. And that's it. So thank you for watching all the way through. This was for version 3.4.0 of the extension. Please, if you liked this extension and think you might use it, please subscribe so you can get an update about the next version. Every once in a while I'll post an update about this extension, or maybe other extensions, telling you about major features and what's new. If you were using this extension and you found a problem, please go to the GitHub repository and create an issue. Other than that, thank you for watching.